electric power and water has been cut off to the building because he wants to make a living.
You know, a gym and health food store owner in the small town of Oxford, Massachusetts, is ready to take his defiance of state COVID authoritarianism a step further. Deemed by Governor Charlie Baker to be one of the thousands whose offerings are simply too tawdry and low to be called essential, Prime Fitness and Nutrition owner David Blondin is fighting back. Ordered by the Superior Court to stay closed, slapped May 22nd with a $300 per day fine that was bumped to $1,000 per day last week. And by the way, that's a fine that the Oxford attorney wants to increase to $3,000 per day, according to the owner. Mr. Blondin opened the fitness center and nutritional supplement store on May 18th. And now appears to be the reinvigorated spirit of freedom that once lived in Massachusetts residents.
A written warning.
Just a written warning Tuesday, but Oxford officials said in a statement that the town could levy fines, issue a cease and desist order, or file a court injunction, saying, quote, the town will take all measures necessary to ensure compliance, but will follow the procedures outlined by the enforcement guidance.
They can come back every single day. I'll keep opening the doors.
Despite the fines and orders from on high, orders from a governor who also issued an edict in the first week of May that all residents must wear face masks in public, Mr. Blondin has not given up. This in the face of not only legal pressure, but the town shutting off the gym's electricity and water, and later in the day on June 18th, seeing to it that the door locks were replaced. According to Elisha Feildstad of NBC, on Thursday evening, attorney Mark Reich, who is representing the town, told NBC News that, quote, the locks have been changed and the building secured with the cooperation of the building owner, who is not Mr. Blondin, end quote. But Blondin is not giving up. And thankfully, Boston radio host and writer Howie Carr spoke to him by phone yesterday, offering a chance for the audience to hear more from Mr. Blondin. The businessman and health advisor noted that after the town shut off power while he was in bed Wednesday night, clientele worked out Thursday morning wearing headlamps, brought their own camping lamps, and refused to be pushed around by the government.
The water, yeah, that I was there for. That I let them do on the inside of the building, but I recorded the whole thing. So we actually filed a lawsuit against the electric company and the water company today.
Imagine a place simply offering for people to voluntarily enter and exercise, seeing agents of the government try to shut him down as if the government gang was a bunch of mobsters from The Godfather. Imagine bureaucrats, politicians, and judges actually promoting the act of stopping people even from getting hydration or using the toilet when they're exercising in a private, voluntary activity like exercising in that gym. When Mr. Carr asked Blondin if he was going to stay open, Blondin informed him of the new development, the literal lockout that the government lawyer Reich put into the passive voice, and told NBC the locks have been changed. Well, who changed them, Mr. Reich?
So are you going to remain open?
So right now the doors are locked, so I can't even get into my building.
Why? Who locked the doors?
The town changed the locks. All the locks on the doors are all changed now.
The town changed the locks?
Yep.
Who did that? Who did that? Did they hire somebody, or was it somebody from town hall?
Yeah, they hired a locksmith, so they'll be part of the lawsuit as well.
So it appears that either the town hired the locksmith or the town put pressure on the landowner to hire the locksmith. As one can see, attorney Reich's information was cloudy, while Mr. Blondin's observation appears much more specific. In quick response, Blondin has filed for immediate injunction, and he's scheduled a mass protest for 10 a.m. Saturday at his Oxford location, Prime Fitness, the information about which can be found in his Instagram account and on his Facebook account, as long as it's not closed down by the overlords of social media.
It's no longer even about my business anymore. Now this is fighting for all small business. Not only in Massachusetts, but this is ridiculous.
Why do you think they're so obsessed with you? I mean, we talked about this earlier. You took an old abandoned warehouse. They weren't getting any tax money out of it. You put it back on the tax rolls. You put people to work in the town. I mean, why would they want to kill you, of all people? You're giving them money.
That's what I'm confused about. I can see the whole concept of defying the orders and having to take action and whatnot, but it truly seemed that they wanted me out of the town completely.
But now they're going to lose the tax revenue if they succeed in putting you out of business.
Yeah, I look at the amount of people that get gas, or they go to the convenience store, or they stop at Walmart right there. It's all surrounding right there.
But you're out of business. Walmart, one of the biggest corporations in the world, is operating, but you can't operate Prime Fitness and Nutrition.
You know, back in the mid-1980s, the Massachusetts government spent oodles of tax money on a cheesy ad campaign, complete with insufferably dumb jingles and cliched visuals, proclaiming that the spirit of Massachusetts is the spirit of America.
There's just nothing like the great outdoors.
It's a corner of America, a picture from our past. It's quiet towns and rolling hills where time slows down at last. The spirit of Massachusetts is the spirit of America, the spirit of the red, white, and blue. The spirit of Massachusetts is the spirit of America, the spirit that we want to share with you.
For your free Massachusetts vacation kit, call 1-800-624-MASS.
Well, it seems there are two kinds of spirits in Massachusetts. One is the spirit of the government, which is not only no different than that of King George and the Parliament from the 18th century, it's far, far more authoritarian and repulsive. The other is the spirit of freedom, the freedom to choose how and with whom one wants to engage in peaceful activity. And from the Sons of Liberty to Mr. Blondin's Prime Fitness in Oxford, Mass., it seems clear which spirit is good and which spirit needs to be exercised for the sake of liberty, peace, and free will.